Are the Los Angeles Lakers the favorite to sign Christian Wood in NBA free agency? We're going to break that down. Also, reports are coming out via ESPN that Anthony Davis could be getting a major payday and extension to stay in LA. You're watching the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We're going to break down all of the latest news and rumors in today's show. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If the Lakers make a move, we are going to make a video. If they sign Christian Wood, if they extend Anthony Davis, a video will be coming as soon as possible. So go down right now, hit that big red sub button, and help the Los Angeles Lakers Report get to 55,000 subs on the channel. Alrighty, let's talk about it. Christian Wood. It sounds like he is going to have to accept a veteran minimum deal in NBA free agency. And could the Lakers be the team that is expected to sign him? Dan Wokey, apologize if I said your name wrong, sir. I apologize. But he said this about Christian Wood. Quote, Rob Pelinka said at the NBA Summer League this month, quote, so if we can diversify the big position and have different looks, that would be good. He didn't say Christian Wood, but he basically could have. The Lakers and the talented but perpetually available big men have been walking down the same road toward one another for more than a week. During the last 3 seasons, Wood has averaged 18.1 points on 50.9% shooting and a 38.1% shooting from three-point range. He's grabbed 8.9 rebounds and blocked 1.1 shots per game. Excellent statistics for a modern big. I do believe that Christian Wood would help the Los Angeles Lakers in multiple areas. The Lakers, as we know, want to add more size to this roster. They want to add another big man, and Wood coming in at 6'11" would fulfill that need. But he also could give you some diversity to your offensive execution. He's someone that could shoot it from the outside. He could put it on the deck one time when he's run off that three-point line and rise up from 18 feet. He could score a little bit in a short corner ISO situation. He's the guy that could also get to the rack. I mean, there is a reason over the last 3 years he has not averaged less than 16.6 points per night. He is absolutely a bucket getter. I mean, in 2020 with the Houston Rockets, albeit in 41 games only, the guy gave you 21 and 10 on great splits from the deck. This past year for the Mavs, though, the stats look great. Like, if you look at these stats, you're like, Christian Wood was a big part of the Dallas Mavericks, and he helped them win a lot of basketball games. But there were some things going on behind the scenes that we're going to break down in just a quick second as to why the Mavs are not bringing Wood back and may only sign for a veteran minimum deal. I'll ask you this question, though, real quick. Do you want the Lakers to sign Christian Wood? Should they bring the prolific offensive scorer to LA? Type S for sign, type P for pass. That'll be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down and let me know. Do you want the Lakers to sign Christian Wood? If it's for the veteran minimum, I would bring on Christian Wood to this team. I think an interesting front court could be Anthony Davis at the 5, Christian Wood at the 4, and LeBron James at the 3, because LeBron can really take on some of those responsibilities of what you would want a natural power forward to be. He may even be at this point more suited to play the power forward position, but it just gets another offensive threat on this team, on the court. Another guy that can create his own shot, protect the rim a little bit, and someone that can space the floor. But I would be careful, as it has not worked out for Christian Wood for the past couple of seasons for the couple of teams that he has played with. He's the guy that has all the talent in the world, no doubt about it. But there is a reason that he has played on 7 different teams in the past 7 seasons. If you can't stick with one team, and one of those teams being the Houston Rockets, who were begging for good players to be on their team, if it didn't work out in Houston, I question what's really going on in between the years of Christian Wood. Also, he's kind of allergic to the defensive end of the floor. No doubt he's an offensive player. He likes to get buckets. But, man, in this league, you got to play defense. And Christian Wood, he doesn't do much of that. Also, reports coming out from the Dallas Mavericks insiders here at Chat Sports, he was supposedly a problem in the Mavericks locker room this year. Not the easiest guy to get along with. Doesn't put in a lot of effort. Doesn't put in the extra work. And just not a great teammate. That concerns me a little bit. Also, same guys told us that he's not the most coachable player. And I mean, I think point A, point B, point C, and point D all go together. They just go right up in there. 7 teams in 7 seasons. Does not care for defense. Problem in the locker room. And if you're not coachable, you probably won't be coached and may not be in the NBA. Christian Wood, I think it'd be a good move, but definitely going to be a little bit weary on that signing. Let's break it down now on Anthony Davis. Reports coming out from ESPN that a big-time contract extension could be coming for AD. Dave McMenamin of ESPN said this about Davis and a potential payday. Quote, Anthony Davis, in Rob Pelinka's estimation, is someone that has represented the Lakers really well, citing how he played through his foot injury last year as a major reason why they won a championship in 2020, and he wants to continue to have Anthony Davis as a Laker. Where things stand right now, I expect some sort of an agreement to be reached. A lot of it is, one, recognize that Anthony Davis has a trade chip. There's no way to replicate the value of what he brings to the court combined with LeBron James when healthy. You just won't. It's absolutely impossible. And while Anthony Davis may have fell a little bit short of offensive expectations in the playoffs, there was no doubt about it. In every single game he played in, he was the best player on the defensive side of that court. Was not able to match up with Jokic. Jokic is a little bit just too big for him, pause. But he is someone that can make him work for his buckets. But look, the last 4 years, the productivity for AD is exceptional. It's just the fact that he's never played in more than 62 games in a year. And in the last 3 years, he hasn't played in more than 56 ball games. His ability is incredible. He is one of the best players in the NBA. It's the availability that's a question. In the playoffs, though, he flexed his muscles on the defensive end. There's not many guys in this league that can give you 23 points per night, 14 boards, 52% from the deck, and 3 blocks per game. He protects the rim at an elite level. He can guard almost every position in the NBA. He is the backbone of the very strong Los Angeles Lakers defense. And when you talk about that and you talk about LeBron James was the guy that was wanting him to be here, even though there was rumors during the regular season that their relationship had been frayed, I think you got to do it. You got to lock Anthony Davis up. Whether Rob Pelinka believes that he wants to build around Anthony Davis when LeBron James inevitably hangs up the sneaks a couple years down the line, even if you don't want him to be the new face of the organization, which I think was the plan at the time that you acquired him from New Orleans, you could always use him as a trade chip after that. Someone is going to give you a bunch of assets to trade for Anthony Davis in 2, 3, or 4 years, and it could be a hard reset for Rob Pelinka and the Lakers following the LeBron James era. I want to ask this question because we always talk about in the Chat Sports studios, what do you make of Anthony Davis? Because no doubt when he's healthy, he's one of the best in the game. So I'll ask you, Anthony Davis is a top blank player in the NBA. Fill in the blank for me down below. If injuries were turned off, I think Anthony Davis would be a top 5, top 6 player in the NBA. And when he is healthy, when he's engaged, when he has a chip on his shoulder, he is a top 5 player. But it just, notice I said if, and all the what ifs. It seems like it's always the what ifs with Anthony Davis. But if he can stay healthy, he is definitely one of the best big men in the NBA. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate all of the Los Angeles Lakers Report Real Ones for tapping in today and hanging out with us here on the Lakers Report. If you haven't yet, hit that sub button. Sub for Lakers Dubs.